Hi guys, hope you're well, hope you're having a great day and having a good Halloween and looking forward to Christmas. It's right around the corner. Just thought I'd do this video to talk about like failure, excuse me, and that, you know, it's okay to fail in life. And I think in social media and growing up, it's not really something that we kind of get taught how to deal with. It's not something that we kind of praise, and it's often kind of frowned upon, I find, if, you know, something doesn't work out, if we fail at something. And a lot of the time, I think, you know, when we fail at something, we almost don't know how to deal with it. I find that, you know, when I've failed in the past at things, I've often got, you know, angry, you know, resentful, you know, dwelled on it, put a lot of time and energy onto it, and kind of pointed the finger at, you know, the corporation, or it's this, and trying to blame it on something, and, you know, it isn't me, and things like this. And I think that's kind of, you know, a whirlwind of, you know, of different emotions and perspectives. And personally, like, I'm going to be honest, like, I have failed and failed and things haven't worked out where, you know, I may have applied for jobs, had a lot of rejections, you know, when it comes to, you know, reaching out to certain people, not getting the responses that you want to get, or, you know, no responses at all. And I think a lot of the time, you know, when you have a lot of these things happen, a lot of rejections, a lot of failures, you kind of gain this like resilience, and it's a lot easier to bounce back when you have more failures, more rejections. And I think, you know, it's so important that we kind of take responsibility of our lives, and, you know, to not avoid rejection, to not avoid failure, and to welcome it if it happens. Because I think failure and losses and these kind of things and mistakes in life, you know, I can't remember who said it, you know, it's feedback. You got to see it as feedback. Don't take it personal. And it's how you respond to this failure or mistake or loss or rejection when something doesn't work out. It's how you respond to it. And, you know, recently, you know, I've applied for jobs on the side, and a lot of the time I've not got the response that I want. And, you know, I have a choice. Do I get frustrated about it? Do I point the finger at, you know, them? And the thing is as well, like a lot of jobs, a lot of applications, there's a process. And in this process, it is all about, you know, like black and white. And a lot of the time, you know, they're going by a chart. They're going by something that is ingrained in a system, because a lot of the time, you know, it's a system that we're, you know, going into. So there's a process, for a selection process of how they select people. And a lot of the time, you know, the recruiter or the manager on the other side of the phone, they don't know you as a person. They don't know who you are and what you're about and the work that you put into what you do. And they don't know your qualities. They're just going by an application, by a voice, by, you know, a process where they're looking at a chart. If you say the right question, if you say the right things that meet that graph on the other side, then you get points. And, you know, it's a bit of a gamble, really. It's, you know, selection process. And I think, me personally, if I was a recruiter, I wouldn't have, or if I had a business, I wouldn't go by, you know, charts and points. I want to hear that person, meet that person, hear their voice, see them, and get a picture of who they are. And I think that's a better way of getting a picture of a person, rather than, you know, just by, you know, listing and ticking a box based on points. But that is obviously much quicker way of recruiting people, but might not be the right way of doing it. You know, this is just my personal opinion and experience, but I'm just doing this video to say that, you know, embrace failing, you know, losing at something, and don't avoid it, because I think by avoiding it, you know, you're kind of avoiding growth. You're avoiding gaining them that momentum and resilience in that area. And I think, you know, by failing and losing at something, it can only propel you further and give you more motivation to do better and to perhaps, you know, work for yourself, whatever that may be. But I think it definitely builds this thicker skin in yourself. Whereas, you know, if something doesn't work out for me now, or I apply for something, it doesn't work out, it doesn't impact me as much because I've had failures in the past where, you know, I'm used to that feeling and I bounce back much quicker now than what I previously used to be, how I used to previously bounce back. You know, I might have dwelled on it for a week or two and got frustrated, whereas now, you know, you have a different way of dealing with it. So I think, you know, we have to embrace failure because it might be sometimes the best thing that can happen to you to propel you to the next level. And, you know, through avoiding failure, you know, you might be avoiding growth. And I think there's always kind of a silver lining, something to be taken from that. There's always a perspective to be taken from that. So, you know, don't avoid failure, because failure, you know, is sometimes that yin and yang, that kind of part of life. And failure is going to happen. And, you know, a lot of successful people, things didn't work out for them, you know, starting out. And, you know, it's how you learn and grow. So don't avoid failure and just do whatever it is that you're setting to do. And if it doesn't work out, you know, something else will. But don't avoid failure, and keep striving, keep being the best that you can be, and, you know, be better than who you were yesterday. Don't, and I've spoken about this previous times, you know, don't focus on being better than the next person, be better than you. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great weekend coming up soon. And I hope you take something away from this video. And as well with my podcast, you know, I'm going to be doing a live stream soon. Once that's all set up, I'll let you know. But yeah, I hope you enjoy my content. I hope you enjoy my podcast. I really, really, really appreciate you supporting me in what I do. And I'm really grateful, you know, for the audience that I have and for the connections that I made, you know, since, you know, beginning of lockdown and through what I'm doing. And yeah, I hope you take something from this, and I wish you the very, very best. If you're wanting to share this to anybody, please share it. And hope you take something away from it, and look forward to the future. All the best. Cheers.